Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome back to the channel. In the last few months, I've made a few videos about the DJI Neo, but lately, I've been using it less. The small sensor has been one of the main reasons, and instead, I've been using other options. One of them is this HOVERAir X1 Pro Max, and in this video, I want to share with you 8 reasons why I like this drone. This is a drone that has a low weight of 194 grams, so in many countries, it's not going to need a registration. I like the modern design that it has. I travel very often, so portability is very important for me. And this drone is quite compact. It has these propeller guards that can fold down just like this, which makes it easier to store and carry around inside my backpack or just inside the pocket of my jacket. This is a drone that is very easy to use, even by those who have never used one before, and you don't need to spend hours learning how to become a drone pilot, simply because it can fly automatically based on the flight mode that you select. And it's hard to explain how good it feels to get to a location, unfold the propeller guards, select the flight mode, and even change the settings with these buttons to finally place the drone in your hand before it takes off. And at that point, it will start tracking you. It will start recording and proceed to complete the flight mode that you chose. Once it finishes, you just need to place your hand under the drone to make it land in a safe way. The screen at the top is something that other drones don't offer, and this will display some basic information like the current mode, the main settings for that mode, and the battery level. Being fully automatic means that you will not need a controller to fly this drone. So it gets less complicated when you want to get familiar with this. You don't have to pack too many devices, and that's something that I value a lot because my backpack is kind of full all the time. They do offer this joystick system that can be used with your smartphone. I only used this once, and honestly, I prefer to stick with the automatic flight modes, and sometimes I do like to use the Hover X1 app on my smartphone, mostly when I want to see a live view of the camera if I'm not sure about the video composition. With the app, there is also an option to fly the drone manually. There is a live view of the camera and different options to control the direction of the drone. This mode also has the option to control the exposure compensation, the ISO, and the shutter speed. And for the automatic flight modes, you can use the app to change different settings like the height and distance between the drone and the subject, as well as the camera settings like the resolution and the frame rate. The PROMAX has a 1/1.3-inch sensor, and just to put things into perspective, this is the same size as the one on the DJI Mini 4 Pro, and it's bigger than the one on the DJI Neo. A bigger sensor will capture more light, and this will improve the image quality that you get, besides having less noise and a higher dynamic range. The Pro version of the HOVERAir X1 has a maximum resolution of 4K, and the Pro Max can record up to 8K at 30 frames per second. I am glad that this works using any of the automatic flight modes, and it does have a nice bitrate of almost 90 megabits per second. 4K videos can record up to 60 frames per second, and using a slow motion will record using 4K at 120 frames per second. The high quality makes the Pro Max a drone that is not only beginner friendly, but it's a great choice for those of us who need a higher image quality for more professional content. And for those who like to record in vertical mode, this is possible if you're using the automatic flight modes, although it has some limitations like not being able to record in 8K or if you want to use 4K at 60 frames per second. The problem that we have with most lightweight drones is that most of the time the wind is going to push them around, and then the videos might not look so stable. I've had this happen to me many times with the DJI Neo, but this drone combines a mechanical 2-axis gimbal with an electronic stabilization. This combination is going to give you better results when it comes to having your videos more stable than just having one axis or no electronic stabilization at all. The basic flight modes that this drone has are more than enough to get beautiful shots. Hover will get the drone up and it will stay in the same position. The camera will keep tracking you no matter how much you move around. Zoom out will make the drone fly backwards to a preset distance that you select, and then it will fly back, creating a nice zoom in and out effect. Orbit will make the drone fly around you, making a full circle. I like that we have a few options to do only half the rotation, or you can make the drone keep going for 2 or 3 full rotations without stopping. Bird's eye will make the camera fly upward with the camera facing downward, but on the settings, you can also choose to make the camera point forward, creating a nice crane movement. Follow mode will make the drone follow you when you move around, and this can be set to be done behind you, on your side, or using the dolly track mode, which is going to make the drone fly backwards facing you. All these modes can be customized on the drone or inside the app to fly using a different height or distance. There are not many options, but just enough to make your videos have different perspectives. This drone does have a backward sensor that can detect obstacles and will be helpful if you're flying manually or if you're using either the zoom out or the dolly track mode. The HOVERAir X1 Pro Max comes with this charging hub, 2 batteries, and this 65 watts charger, which can charge those 2 batteries in less than 1 hour using the charging hub. The batteries are rated to last for about 16 minutes, but after many flights, I can say with confidence that you are going to get 14 minutes of flight time and recording. If you feel that this is not enough time, you can buy extra batteries, but be prepared to make a $69 investment for each of these. This one might not be huge for you, but I like the fact that this drone has an internal memory of 64 gigabytes. You can only use 52 gigabytes, but this should be enough to record around 3 hours using 4K at 30 frames per second, which is really helpful in case you forget to bring your memory card. But with that being said, this drone does support microSD cards up to 1 terabyte, and that's something that I wish the DJI Neo had, but it doesn't. There are many drones in the market, and it's not hard to recommend the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max for those of you who want to have a durable drone that is easy to use to capture beautiful videos with high image quality at the same time. If you feel that you don't want or need to have 8K, you can get the Pro version and save about $200. There is also the option to get the original X1, but the price difference is not really worth it in my opinion. Anyway, this drone is finally being sold on Amazon and other major sellers like B&H. The links are going to be down below, and if you use them, it will support the channel. Otherwise, you can give this video a like and let me know what you think about this drone. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.